Trigonometrical equations, or trigonometric equations, is a further maths GCSE question, and it's a level 2 qualification. It's question 24, so second to last question on a calculator based exam paper. If you're not familiar with this sort of thing, I'm going to give you a little introduction into what this is talking about. So we've got 3 cos squared theta. Cos squared theta is a simpler way of writing cos theta squared. So whatever value theta is, you cos it, and then you're squaring all that. And also, this is probably not very familiar, but if we thought about this as being 3x squared minus 1 equals 0, we could proceed here by adding the 1 to both sides and then dividing by 3 from both sides. You must do the divide by 3 because we always square before we time, so when we're undoing we must divide before we square root. So we get x squared is a third, so x is going to be the square root of 1/3. And don't forget, when you do a square root of something, you get 2 values, a positive and negative. So there's 2 possible things that when squared give you 1/3. Okay, so this is the same thing, except for it's with a cos, so we got 3 cos squared theta minus 1 equals 0. And we just manipulate it in the same way. We've got 3 cos squared theta, we add 1 to both sides, we divide by the 3, and then we take a square root, because cos squared theta is just cos theta squared, so it's the square root of 1/3. And again, remembering there's 2 solutions, a positive and negative one. Now if we think about a cos graph, I'm just going to do this before I actually do the solutions. It helps if you are familiar with how the cos graph looks when you're trying to find solutions, all solutions between 0 and 180. We have whatever the square root of 1/3 is there, and we're looking also for the minus square root of 1/3. Okay, so we're going to have one value, this is 90 degrees, this is 180, this is 270, and this is 360, and that's 1, and the bottom is minus 1. So we're going to have one value below between 0 and 90, and one between 90 and 180, because we want all the values between 0 and 180. So we need to do cos to the minus 1 of the square root of 1/3, and we could use that answer to tell us what this one's going to be. I'll actually see what the calculator does for the other one, because we want cos to the minus 1 of the square root of minus 1/3. I've got a feeling it's going to give us a negative answer for that, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so I've actually done that one. Let's just wipe that out. In fact, let's try and remember to edit that bit there. Ooh, remember to edit that bit. Let's work on edit, please. Okay, right. Okay, right. So let's get the calculator out, and we're going to do cos to the minus 1, so shift cos of the square root of 1/3. Remembering to put our brackets in the right places, and we get 54.7. That was a little bit quick. Let's just look at that again. 54.7356, so rounds to 54.7 to 3 distinct figures. Okay, let's see what happens when we change that to minus 1/3. A minus sign in there. I don't think it matters if you use a negative or the minus. Oh, yes it does. What's going on? No, it's on the outside, isn't it? Not on the inside. Okay, here we go. Oh, it does give you the right answer, 125.3 rounds to. So that's quite nice. It gives us the actual value that we need, which is this one here. If we didn't know, if it gave us the wrong value, it gave us like a value that wasn't between 0 and 180, we could use the symmetry of the graphs. If we could work out this distance here from 90, because that's 54.7, that distance there is going to be 35.3, and then we could add that on to 90. So if we've got 90 plus 35.3, we get 125.3. Because the graph is symmetrical, it allows us to work those sort of things out. If we know the answer between 0 and 90 we can work out via the symmetry anywhere else. So the answer is going to be 54.7 and 125.3. Okay, so that actually 3 significant figures, that's 1 decimal place, but it's good enough. Okay, so where do we get the marks for that? Well, we get 1 mark for getting to the point where we get this is worth 1 mark, and then getting this thing with the plus or minus the square root of 1/3 is worth a mark, and then we get 1 mark for this value and 1 mark for this value. So that's 4 marks in total.